Hello, Will Thilly, Bloomingdale Ave. So in my lawsuit that's ongoing, trying to prevent the 30-year, $85 million tax exemption going to Harts Mountain, I received all this discovery, which is all kinds of confidential documents and emails and whatnot that the public never really saw. And I also got to participate in depositions. That's interviewing our township committee members and the attorneys for the developer under oath for 5 hours each. And one of the big things we did, I was going through all these documents, and part of applying for this 30-year exemption is that our town has to hire an outside financial analyst to come in and look at the deal and see if this exemption is too generous or just right or not enough or something like that. And we hired a firm called Phoenix Advisors, and they wrote a report. And it was addressed to the Township Committee for their review. And in that report, they said that under their analysis of the financials, that this deal was way too excessive for the need for the developer. In fact, they said it was a 20% too excessive, and that the township should definitely renegotiate this deal for better terms so that our township can receive more money. And then they wrote a conclusion about explaining all the ways they recommended that we should renegotiate this deal for our advantage. So then, in the discovery documents, I found a second version of the same memorandum. However, it was dated 1 month later, or 1.5 months later. And everything was identical in the document, except for the section talking about the conclusion. And in this second version, the conclusion was completely different than the first conclusion. Instead of saying the deal was way too excessive, it said the deal we were making with Harts Mountain was reasonable and not very excessive, and no need to renegotiate. So I found it odd that these two documents had completely conflicting views. All the financials were identical. So why the conflicting conclusion? So under oath, under depositions of our township committee members who were on the board at the time of the vote for this exemption, I became aware that our members had not received the first of the two memorandums, and that our township committee members were not, under oath, admitted that they were not aware of the first conclusion that said we had ample room and should renegotiate. So this was, of course, didn't know what to make of it, but it didn't seem right, I guess. Well, 10 minutes after the deposition where we discovered this, the attorneys from Cranford sent email to myself and Harts Mountain letting us know that they accidentally forgot to submit confidential emails, which they were judge mandated to submit to us at the beginning of the trial. Mind you, this is 2.5 months into the trial. Well, wouldn't you believe what the emails concerned? They were emails written from our redevelopment attorney to our township attorney, saying that he objected to the initial report concluding that the town needed to renegotiate this deal and that it was excessive. And then our township attorney said, well, let's have a private meeting, or let's have a conference call. And our redevelopment attorney said, yes, we can have that call if it's just you and I and the analyst who wrote the report on the phone. So after this call, sure enough, the analyst went and changed everything he was told to change from our redevelopment attorney to make it look good. And this second version is what was only ever presented to our township committee members in what they made their decisions to vote for or against this 30-year exemption on. And mind you, this was a 3-2 vote in our town. And the information that this was a...
Mr. Tilley, that's your 5 minutes, if you could wrap up.
I'll wrap it up. So I had a proclamation. I'm hereby, I'd like to ask, due to this, what I have to consider a deceit and dishonest legal dealing on behalf of our residents, and this is, of course, causes much problem for our residents. And I ask now tonight, in fact, I command.
Mr. Tilley, please wrap it up.
I hereby request the resignation of our township attorney. And I hereby request that all township members who are now aware of this fraud.
Okay, Mr. Tilley, I think we've had enough.
Renounce the association with our attorneys, redevelopment attorney, and the Phoenix advisors. And
Mr. Tilley.
Excuse me.
Tilley. No, Mr. Tilley.
If you're not,
your 5 minutes are up.
If you're not willing to do that, I would accept. You need to. I will give you till Friday to enter your resignation, sir.
Thank you very much. As a reminder to the public, Mr. Tilley's lawsuit was dismissed by a judge, which I think should inform some questions of credibility. Do we have any other public comments this evening?
You
Mr.
do
Tilley.
not use
Mr.
my name.
Tilley?
Do not use my
Mr.
name.
Tilley?
Do not use my name
Mr. Tilley?
unless I may
You are close
reply.
to being found out of order. Please return to
You
your
are
seat.
saying untruths, and you let me reply if you want to use my name.
Mr. Tilley, you're out of order.
Do not use my name if you don't let me to reply to it. Okay? That's dishonest.
I just want to clarify something because I did, because of all this discussion at the last meeting about this Hart's lawsuit, Mr. Tilley's lawsuit, I did read the lawsuits, and I just want to clarify something. It wasn't dismissed necessarily. The reason it was dismissed was because the judge said the township committee has the authority to give out tax exemptions. So, big wow, we all know that, right? That you can give out tax exemptions. I've always stood on record saying I hate tax exemptions. I just think they're fraught with problems, error, and we never come out on the good side of them. Did you or did you not see the counterproposal that is mentioned in this lawsuit? And my question really relates to if you saw it. Again, I never see it come up in any of the closed session agendas that there was even any. It should have said Phoenix, counterproposal. I mean, if whatever you're discussing, you don't have to tell us what's in closed, but it should at least be a line item on the closed session, underneath there. It only keeps saying legal update, legal update. So the question for you is, did you or did you not see the counterproposal? We elected the 5 of you. We didn't elect Mr. Ash, and we didn't elect Mr. Cooper. So anything they get should go to you guys because we elected you.
Ms. Labruto, you might be a little disappointed in me tonight because I'm not sure I can answer all your questions directly. I'm not sure what this document you're referring to specifically is. I can't answer if I saw it or not. If you want to talk after and explain to me what it is, I'd happy to give you my straightforward answer, but I'm just not entirely sure which document you're referring to.